What we see with the takeover of a private investment group like BlackRock and also Vanguard and State Street, of course, is not only a financial transfer, but a power shift. So this is more than just about money. I mean, they've got more money than they can handle, and they're still getting more, and they're working on ways to get more. But it's a power thing, and it's not just a power thing for governments. It's not like BlackRock's trying to become more powerful than governments themselves, which at this point they are. They pretty much run the governments now. And don't forget, there's other ones out there. One of the big ones, which is a shadow bank, PicTech Bank. I've talked a little bit about them. It's so hard to find any information on there, but that's the bank where the big guys hold their money. I mean, the guys, again, that we don't know about, that's where they hold their money. So just imagine if BlackRock's got 21 trillion in assets. Just imagine what PicTech's got. And I'm sure there's some other banks out there that we have no idea who they are. I mean, if you want to take this back to Prince Charles at the COP26 meeting, he's talking about we need to marsh the strength together, get all the money up there for all the trillions and trillions of dollars at his disposal, which will amount more than countries and governments themselves. He will have more than countries and governments themselves. Why am I scratching my chin on that? In order for the transition of government to enter into that neo-feudalistic technocracy, which we talked about a couple episodes ago, governments must not only work with private companies, but they must also give those private companies power and control that overtakes their own governments. Fink has kind of got something to say about this as well. Check this out.
Uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. Markets like actually totalitarian governments where you have a understanding of what's out there, and obviously the whole dimension is changing now with, as you said, a democratization of countries, and democracies are very messy, as we know in the United States. You have opinions changing back and forth.
Markets like totalitarian governments. Well, what he means by markets is he means all of the banks that he controls. They like the totalitarian governments. And when you look at a neo-feudalistic technocracy, you're looking at a totalitarian government. So again, why am I kind of scratching my chin when I'm talking about he's going to have more company or more money than countries and governments combined? Well, the fact is we're seeing that take place now. If you look at the companies that are creating the technology systems being used to create this beast system, they're not only working with governments, but they're instructing the governments on how to move forward. We're talking Fink at BlackRock. We're talking Elon Musk with his Tesla and Starlink and Neuralink and CureVac and all that stuff. We're talking Zuckerberg with his AI, metaverse, Facebook stuff. You're talking Jeff Bezos. You're talking Bill Gates. You're talking Peter Thiel. You're talking Sam Altman, et cetera, et cetera. They have all met with government heads and officials in multiple countries at multiple times. Now, these companies are creating financial, AI, smart tech, health, networking, transhuman, space, and even policy programs and technology that will be used for the beast system. You know how I was talking about in 2020, there was the wealth transfer going up to Fink, but there was also the wealth transfer going to Amazon and Walmart and all that. Well, the private guys who own those companies basically are more powerful. They're gaining control of the governments. It's the companies themselves. And the fact is a lot of these people that I just listed off, they have more wealth and power than some countries and governments out there. And that includes Fink. That includes Fink. You're looking at these people who have more wealth, more control, more power, more assets, and not only all of that overtake governments and countries out there, but they're also the same people that are building the technology that will be implemented for the beast system takeover. Why am I talking about that? Because what I think we're seeing here, and this is my belief, not saying this is, what it is, but we're seeing another avenue, another aspect where you're seeing all of the power and control going into these private industry guys who I believe will be the 10 kings. Because when you look into the 10 kings, you look at the 10 horns, they will be kings without kingdoms. Well, that would imply that they wouldn't be ruling land sectors. Now, that doesn't mean that the world won't get split up into 10 land sectors, which I do believe that will happen as well. But I believe those horns, those 10 kings, are going to be possibly some of the people on that list. Possibly. And that includes Fink, who could be the king of finance, honestly. Because finance is an industry, if you guys haven't figured that out. Banking is an industry. And he's got the wealth to do it. Musk has got the wealth. Zuckerberg has got the wealth. Thiel's got the wealth. Altman's got the wealth. Gates has got the wealth. All these guys, now I'm not saying they are going to be that. But when we see a wealth transfer to these people, when we see a power transfer to these people that surpass governments and countries, and these people also own and operate all of the technology that will be used in the beast kingdom, or the beast system, well, I think we're seeing the creation of the 10 kings from this. And not to mention, several of the companies and their founders also use Fink's Aladdin system. If we look here, this is the same article from the Financial Times. Vanguard and State Street Global Advisors, the largest fund managers after BlackRock, are users, as are half of the top 10 insurers by assets, as well as Japan's 1.5 trillion government pension fund. And right here, the world's largest Apple, Microsoft, and Google's parent firm, Alphabet, the three biggest U.S. public companies, all rely on the system to steward hundreds of billions of dollars in their corporate treasury investment portfolios. So some of the biggest industry guys, industry companies, also use Aladdin's system as part of their wealth transfer, making some of these companies much more wealthy than entire governments and countries together. It's interesting, isn't it?